Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. It's time for another top 10 of movies that you can watch right now for April 2021. So let's just dive straight into it. Number 10, The Block Island Sound. Something lurks off the coast of Block Island, silently influencing the behaviour of fisherman Tom Lynch. After suffering a series of violent outbursts, he unknowingly puts his family in grave danger. The Block Island Sound is one of those low-budget indie horror movies that takes a little bit of time in getting where it's going. It has some good atmosphere throughout it. It leads up to lots of questions and mysteries of what's actually happening. It's got the wonderful inclusion of Jim Cummings, who's always a great addition to a cast. The only thing I would say is it really spells out that ending for you. Really hits it in the nose and kind of leaves you thinking it's pretty decent. It's not a great watch, but it's a good, quick 90-minute thriller. Number 9, Pet Semetary. Lewis and his wife Rachel and their two children, Gage and Ellie, move to a rural home where they are welcomed and enlightened about the eerie pet cemetery located nearby. After the tragedy of their cat being killed by a truck, Lewis resorts to burying the mysterious animal, which is definitely not as it seems, as it proves the creeds that sometimes dead is better. Pet Semetary was a really nice update, changed a good few things from the original movie and had this wonderful sense of atmosphere and dread. The nightmarish sequences that Lewis goes under are just wonderfully effective. I don't particularly love the ending, but everything up to there is really impactful and fun and a really great horror movie and a rather good Stephen King adaptation. Number 8, Limitless. Struggling author Eddie Mora suffers from persistent writer's block, but his life changes abruptly when an old acquaintance introduces him to NZT, a revolutionary new pharmaceutical which will allow him to fully utilise his brain's abilities. With this enhanced mental acuity, Eddie soon realises that his possibilities of what he accomplishes are unbounded. Limitless is one of those movies that I keep going back to. I just find it really fun, and it's not overly serious, but to see Bradley Cooper in this wonderful role as Eddie, as he suddenly realises all the things that he can do, how he is capable of so much more, to get Robert De Niro as the bad guy and so many other things going on, it's just pure entertainment, and it's got a really great visual style about it as well. Number 7, Skylines. When a virus threatens to turn the now Earth-dwelling friendly alien hybrids against humans, Captain Rose Corley must lead a team of elite mercenaries on a mission to the alien world in order to save what is left of humanity. Skylines is the third entry in the Skyline franchise. Who'd have thought it would have got to that? I kind of enjoyed the second one. I kind of enjoyed this one. It's very silly. It's tropey as well, and there's lots of nods and story elements of other science fiction movies. But I like the kind of second half of this movie. I like the men in the mission, I like the turns and twists, although they're a little easy to spot coming, but it's genuinely a really good looking science fiction movie. A little campy, little fun, an easy watch. Number 6, Death Becomes Her. When a novelist loses her man to a movie star and former friend, she winds up in the psychiatric hospital. Years later, she returns home to confront the now married couple, looking radiant. Her ex-husband's new wife wants to know her secret and discovers that she's been taking a mysterious drug which grants eternal life to the person who drinks it. The actress follows suit but discovers that immortality has a price. Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn are wonderful together as these battling friends who now have a bitter rivalry, and to watch them just constantly try and tear each other down for a goal that neither of them really wants. They just want to one-up each other. It's full of great special effects, directed by Robert Zemeckis, and is one of those really early 90s movies that's often forgotten, but is really pretty fun. Number 5, Red Heat. A Russian policeman sent after a Georgian drug dealer who's escaped to the US and is awaiting extradition in Chicago. Jim Belushi plays his temporary partner of the Chicago police, and when the drug dealer escapes, the two police must overcome their differences in order to recapture him. Schwarzenegger, James Belushi, wonderful pairing. It's a buddy cop movie, it's violent, it's really well shot, and it's immensely entertaining. Red Heat is one of Schwarzenegger's best movies. I love it, and it's often one that's never really touted as a great Schwarzenegger movie. Wonderfully effective, highly recommended. Number 4, They Live. Nada, a down-in-his-luck construction worker, discovers a pair of special sunglasses. Wearing them, he is able to see the world as it really is. People being bombarded by media and government with messages like, stay asleep, no imagination, submit to authority. Even scarier is that he's able to see some of the usually normal-looking people are in fact ugly aliens in charge of the massive campaign to keep humans subdued. John Carpenter, wonderful director, brings an amazing idea to life on the screen, and we get the everyday character of Rowdy Piper, who's playing Nada, as this character who suddenly is awoken and realises all the constructs and constraints round about him by this strange alien race. It's wonderfully pulpy. It's got a great message at the heart of it, and it's just so brilliant to watch it play out. There's a wonderful, elongated, hilarious fight scene in the middle of this that's a standout. But this is a really fun movie, and if you've never seen this, you're in for a treat. Number 3, Collateral. Max is a night shift cab driver in Los Angeles. He's planning a limo company called Island Limos, but has been a cab driver for 12 years. One night he picks up a passenger named Vincent, who seems like another ordinary passenger. But when he drops Vincent off at his location and awaits for him as asked, a body falls onto his cab, and it becomes clear that Vincent is actually a hitman. And he's got 4 more stops to make. Michael Mann directs this movie. You get Jamie Foxx as the cab driver, you get Tom Cruise as the assassin passenger, and it's just a wonderful play of these two characters, one in a situation that he can't handle, and one an extremely deadly character who's in full control of everything. And you kind of watch these two try to deal with each other, try to measure up the situation. Cruise is wonderful in a rare bad guy role, and this is a delightfully amazing movie. Highly recommended, this one. Number 2, The Art of Self-Defense. One night, Casey, a scrawny, bookish accountant, is beaten up for no apparent reason by a motorcycle gang. Traumatised, he sets out to ensure it doesn't happen again. Then he stumbles across a karate school. He joins, but the progress is slow. Then the teacher starts to force him to be more aggressive. The Art of Self-Defense is a wonderful movie. Jesse Eisenberg is our main character of Casey, and to see him kind of broken down and then rebuilt and finding this kind of family unit within the martial arts school is wonderful. Then things really start to develop and take a change. I didn't know where it was going, but where it went was wonderful. A real surprise, real funny movie. One of those ones that is easy to skip by and just miss out on, and that would be a real shame. Number 1, 8th grade. 13-year-old Kayla endures a tidal wave of contemporary suburban adolescence as she makes her way through the last week of middle school, the end of her thus far disastrous 8th grade year. 8th grade is a wonderful movie. It's a real hard one to describe because it's more about a feeling. It puts you in the place of that age where you don't really know where you fit in the world. You don't really have a solid base of friends. There's certain aspects you like of certain people, but ultimately you know you don't really fit there. And it's all about Kayla coming to terms with the fact that this might not be her time. It might not be her place. She just has to make it through this adolescence, and hopefully things will get much better as it goes on. And it's wonderfully directed. The performances are amazing. The situations you're in are both cringy and familiar. And it's just one of these ones that just affects you emotionally. I think 8th grade is tremendous, and it's the reason it's my number 1 this month. So there we have it. 10 movies that I hope you have something there that sparks a little bit of interest, something you're curious to check out. I'd love to know your thoughts on this top 10 list. Let me know in the comment box below. And I'll see you next time in Man v Film.